Hello everyone, this is Blue Penguin Gaming, also known as Fluffkins on some servers. So for today's guide we're going to be talking about Dragon Treasure Hunt, and this is going to be like a basic guide either for players that are new to the game or new to the event in general. So I'm just going to give a quick overview of everything from managing your ship to kind of how the game works. So to start off, this event is essentially kind of like Athens, where you're going to be forming a team of 3, and your team is going to explore Dragon Island to gain points, either through finding crystals or fighting monsters, and even fighting other players. And you do this primarily by sailing on your ship over here. And as you can see, your ship has a lot of stats on them, but these stats are kind of similar to other like RPG games. You have your HP, you have attack speed, dodge, critical strike, shield, etc. And if you click on this little question mark, it's going to give you a brief description about what each of these attributes do. So most of these are kind of straightforward, like in other games. Attack is attack, essentially how much damage you'll be doing to the other person. Attack speed is how fast you'll be attacking. Dodge is dodging, crit strike, etc. So the kind of new mechanics in this thing is a serious injury. So in fights, you could also be gaining HP to heal yourself. Serious injury essentially prevents your enemy from healing, which is kind of nice. Corrosion is kind of like poison damage in most games. It just makes your enemy take damage over time. And shield blocks normal attack damage, essentially offsets 1 point of normal attack damage to 1 point of shield. And finally you have protection, which is kind of like anti-looting. So this is a competitive game where you'll be fighting other players at some point, and when they kill you, they're going to loot some of your crystals, and this prevents them from, well, it prevents you from losing too much crystals if you do lose the fights. And in addition to the ship, throughout the game you're going to be getting skills to buff your ships up. However, in the beginning, don't forget that you could manage your ship down here at the bottom. So what this allows you to do is assign your knights into these cabins, which is going to give your ships a little bit of a buff. So for the sailor's cabin, which are going to be your charisma knights, it's going to give you a HP buff. So assign your main charisma knights here. Artillery cabin is going to use your main strength knight, and this is going to give you a attack buff to your ship. And here's a little disclaimer of how many points of strength talents you need to increase your stats. Maintenance cabin is going to use your main leadership knight, and this is going to give you a bonus shield buff. And finally, for the storage cabin, this is going to use your main intelligence knight, and this will give you bonus protection. So after you have assigned your knights, you could go ahead and start exploring. So pretty much as you set sail, it's going to give you a variety of different things. You could either find some crystals. So there we go, 100. So kind of some weird things. Well, not weird things, but essentially you have event points which you'll be gaining over time, and this is what's going to count for your ranking. And you have dragon crystals, which are points, but you could only convert these into points when you reach Dragon Island way at the end. To reach Dragon Island, you need to burn 26 points worth of stamina. So in the beginning you'll start from 1, and as you keep exploring you just keep going closer and closer to it. So let's just keep going. Okay, so you could either find crystals or fight monsters, and if you're really interested, it's going to give you a list of the monsters' attributes up here. You can view their skills if you want. I'll probably go through skills in a future advanced guide video. So let's go ahead and fight this through. And again, you could just kind of skip through the animation if you want. And victory, ta-da! So after you kill a monster, you're going to get event point immediately. So that's going to count for your rankings, and you'll also get dragon crystals. And again, these won't be converted into points until way after when you actually do hit Dragon Island. And if you're curious about the fight, you could click on this little chart, and it's going to give you kind of a breakdown of all your skills at work. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm. Also, after every fight, it's going to let you choose what skills you want to level up for your ship. So go ahead and choose one of these skills. And again, I'm just going to pick whatever for now. And I'm going to keep going and keep fighting. And after every fight, it's going to give me points and some skills to level up. Okay, so as you keep going on and on, eventually you will find these little like treasure maps. So these are like the hitting level 3 in Athens. If you activate it, you're going to get more dragon treasures during that mode. However, you could be attacked from other people. However, you could also attack other people if you want. So to activate this, you'll need 20 of these map shards. I'm going to go ahead and show you how that looks like. Okay, so once that's done, essentially if other people attack you, they could attack you multiple times. When your exposure reaches 100, that's when you'll get kicked out of the treasure map. Oops, and if you can see right here, this tells me that there are 3 other lords that are in this region that could potentially attack me. However, once you do enter into this treasure map mode, you do gain a protection of 2 minutes, similar to Athens. So I'm going to set sail, and kind of same thing. You're going to go through these monsters. And let me see if I could actually fight another lord over here for you guys to see. Okay, so here is a scenario where we encountered a boss monster, which is obviously going to be stronger than the rest. So let's see if we're going to be able to kill it. And I am not able to kill it. However, you're able to kind of just mark this for your teammates to kill. And in the meantime, you could evade it and just keep going. So after every boss monsters is going to give you this list of purple skills, which are slightly better than the blue ones that you get off fighting normal monsters. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose one of these and keep going. Okay, so here is one where I encountered a player. So this is going to take your ship against their ship. So you're going to fight for 10 seconds, and assuming you survive, you're going to have a boarding party. So that's where your knights that you assigned earlier is going to matter, because it's pretty much going to fight each other. So let's see how this goes. Oh, well, spoiler alert. Looks like I'm able to defeat Isabella. Sorry, Isabella. Actually, let me see if this will go into the knight. Okay, so if the ships don't kill each other, your knights are going to have a little knight battle on board. And I think this is going to be based off your knight power, so it's going to keep going and keep going and keep going until eventually one side or the other wins. So after you do kill somebody, you're going to loot some of their dragon crystals over here, and you're going to gain some event points. Alright, so I'm at a stage now where I am 25 out of 26 going to Dragon Island. So I'm going to go ahead and set sail. So if you notice right now I have about 7,400 points and about 900 crystals. So once I do reach Dragon Island, these crystals are going to turn into points for me up here. So let's go ahead and do that. So I've reached Dragon Island. So by reaching there, you're going to get some event points. And after reaching Dragon Island, you're gonna get these set of gold skills, which are kind of like the best skills that are available. So let's just do, I guess I'll get HP recovery for now. And now, after I have chosen a skill, if you notice, it has now converted my dragon crystals, which I had 900, into 900 event points. In addition, your teammates are also going to get 60% of whatever crystals you had. So your teammates are also going to get bonus points, which is pretty nice. And after you returned, if you notice, you will start back up at 1 out of 26. And the current expedition round has increased to the next level. So now I'm on round 3. Previously I was at round 2. However, with every round that you progress through, the monsters do get harder and harder. However, you do get more and more event point bonuses, event point buffs, the more you progress. So let me go through like one or two more real quick. So let's say hypothetically you reach a point where you just, the monsters are too strong for you and you can't kill them anymore. You could always click on return. And what this is going to do is it will bring you back to level 1. It's going to convert your dragon crystals immediately. And you could also backtrack, right? So let's say I'm on level 3 and it's too hard for me. I could backtrack to level 2 or backtrack to level 1. And if you notice, at level 1, I don't have any event point bonuses. But when I'm on level 2, it gives me 5%. Level 3 gives me 10%. And as you keep going on and on, this event points is going to keep increasing. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got for the basic guide for Dragon Treasure Hunt. Feel free to ask questions. Don't leave hateful comments though, my feelings get hurt. See you all next time. Thanks!